What is up, my dudes? We got the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going on, and we're in game number 3 of CapOne Once in Your Warlock against Facebook Mid on Newsfeed. So, as noted in the previous games, I'm playing in this game, so this commentary is going to be a little bit different than usual. I'll try and offer like what I was going through my mind at certain points in the game, provided as much as we can remember. I think we threw the last game pretty hard, to be honest. I'm a little bit tilted in this drafting phase, I'm not gonna lie, but I felt like on paper we had the right idea, but this time we decided to take second pick because Once in Your Warlock has gotten second pick the last 2 games, and we want to set up the GH for success. He actually did pretty well considering he got solo killed early on, but ended up being able to pull ahead of the Lesh out of the laning phase, which is pretty surprising. But I think some of that was also CSC just over rotating a little bit. But I think during the game I didn't feel like Razor was ahead of the Lesh. I always thought the Lesh was ahead of the Razor, but which ended up being the case later on in the game, but not during the early mid game after the laning phase broke down. But some changes in the bans this time. We banned the Pango because Strawberry Cheesecake had a huge impact on the Pangoli last game, and What's in Your Warlock, they decided to ban the Warlock this time, and they're still banning my Crystal Maiden pick, and I actually wanted to pick Crystal Maiden to spite them, but they ended up banning it anyway, so I felt really bad about that. So I remember at this point we're trying to figure out if we want to ban
10 seconds to
Bounty Hunter or use our ban on something else, because we're not really sure. So we ended up banning the Bounty Hunter. We're kind of expecting them to go for Mars, because Mars has made it through the draft this time. We don't. So I'll point this out now. We don't have an offlane player, which makes this drafting really hard for me. So we've got 2 mid players, maybe plus C2I and GH are both mid players, and so I think like the range of offlane heroes that we can pick is pretty limited, which kind of is annoying. But they're gonna go with Mars. We kind of expected this to happen because well, we let the Mars through this draft. We decided to ban the Pango instead, so something's gonna get through. I'd rather fight the Mars than the Bounty Hunter, because this is the final game, so if you're up against Bounty Hunter, it's very possible to just get cheesed out. I feel like Bounty Hunter feels pretty cheesy. So at this point, there's a few options against Mars, especially when it's picked this early. You can pick Lifestealer, Jug, or Monkey King. We're gonna go with Nyx because Nyx is pretty good overall, and we're gonna go with Monkey King as our counter to Mars. But potentially also Ro8 and GH both play Monkey, and I think maybe plays Monkey as well because he's another mid player. So we picked the Monkey King for the flex factor. I don't think they know that, but we definitely have many players who can play Monkey King. But also with the Mars ulti, if you run into the wall with Spike Carapace on, Mars actually gets stunned. So the next level strategies, if you play Nyx against Mars, it does work. So we're like pretty sure we're gonna play carry Monkey, and they pick Keeper of the Light, and I remember just being like, holy fuck, because I've played this in pubs. Keeper of the Light Mars, it's such a good combo, because Mars, he has a lot of mana issues, and also you can just refresh the cooldowns or lower the cooldowns on his skills, and there's another Spear of Mars, another God's Rebuke, and it's like bam. It's really good. This duo is incredible, and also like just drop the Coddle ulti on the arena, and it makes everyone really like frazzled. There is a little bit of an anti-combo because they get pulled away from the wall. It's doing damage, but like it's pretty devastating. So I'm like face palming a bit right now. Like, okay, well, they have really good team fight. We need to figure out how we're gonna beat that. And I guess Nyx is okay because he can always spike carapace the illuminate as well, which is really annoying for him. Also, 7.22, the new Coddle. Oh, actually, hold on. They only changed this in 7.22c, right? The changes to Coddle Ags no longer. You don't have to channel illuminate anymore. But when did they? Is this in this patch? This was played a week and a half ago, so. Yeah, I mean, okay, it is in this. Aghanim Scepter also removes the channel requirement for Illuminate. So, I mean, if this Coddle gets Ags, it's like really difficult to push into. And you still get stunned by the Illuminate, the Spike Carapace on the Illuminate, but it's not the biggest deal because you can be really far away after you get stunned by it. So, what's in your Warlock? They banned the Tidehunter because they don't want to put up with Tidehunter against Mars. It's pretty terrible for him because the damage reduction applies to the base part of the God's Rebuke. So like it really softens the God Rebuke damage. They banned Shadow Shaman as well. They clearly haven't listened to my stream before. I hate playing Shadow Shaman, and we're gonna run the Nyx as 4. So I'm not playing Shadow Shaman, which is quite interesting. So we're gonna ban the DP because it's another big team fight ulti, and with the Mars ulti, it's pretty crazy because you can always stand outside the arena and no one can really touch you, and your ghost would just like pound away inside the arena. Although it feels like a little bit of a waste because we have the Nyx. We also banned the Sven because we. Oh, what was the reason for this one? I think we just don't want to get cleaved down during the arena, and it's time for the hero I spam the second most, Jakiro. It's pretty good. Even though you're like throwing a linear spell into like the circles, it's still pretty effective at splitting up the arena in half. So if Mars is trapped on one side, he's gonna have to get through the ice path. You can like really split the Mars up from your allies in the arena.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
That's what I'm trying to say. Also, like, if either Nyx or I land the stun, that's like a long time of being stunned, right? Like 2.5 seconds on the ice path and then 2.7 on the impale. It's a long time. And also 2 seconds on the boundless strike. We had the boundless strike to set us up as well, so it's like not just having to get raw ice paths or raw impales. And what's in your Warlock decided to respond with Bane, which I thought was quite interesting. This means it's definitely going to be the Mars Coddle offlane, none of this 5 position Coddle nonsense. I think Coddle definitely does pretty well with farm.
10 seconds to pick.
The axe is such a it's such a good item on him now. Like now that like the lack of channeling on Illuminate is back, like it's finally worth buying again. Just if it was just the heal, it's like pretty garbage, but being able to push out the lane safely without putting yourself in danger is incredible. So we end up picking Clinks here because we're up against Coddle Bane, so there's they're gonna melt pretty quickly against the Clinks. Bane, even though he can Nightmare or Sleep or Fiend's Grip the Clinks, he's not going to be able to protect himself from the Burning Army, and Coddle is the same. The Burning Army doesn't care about the Ignis Fatus, so Clinks is a really good pickup here for us because we can just completely wreck these supports every fight.
5 seconds remain.
There's also a bit of flex factor as well. Clinks, I feel like these days you do see him offlane most of the time, but he can go mid as well. He's a pretty fearsome mid, and I guess he can go carry as well. So with the Monkey King and the Clinks, it makes our lanes really flexible, and it's gonna make it puts what's in your Warlock in a pretty tough position drafting ways, because I mean we have 2 already pretty strong mids. well, Monkey King. Tentatively, if you're up against a melee hero, but Clinks is actually a pretty strong mid, like in general. And then if someone can beat Clinks, we'll just pick someone who can beat that counter. So they're gonna open with end with Bloodseeker, which is usually a mid, but sometimes we see him safe lane. So there's some flex factor in this going into the final banning phase. So I kind of thought that Bloodseeker was gonna be a mid hero, but then he's up against Monkey King or Clinks, which is not ideal for him at all.
10
So
seconds to pick.
it's not. The Bloodseeker pick is a bit of a question mark. You've got the Blood right into the Mars ulti, which is pretty sick, so it's pretty guaranteed that you're gonna get a good Blood right off, I guess. I suppose also the Blood Rage, which is the God's Rebuke, is pretty scary.
Radiance ban.
And so we're just gonna ban Morphling. I think it's like a pretty generic ban at this point. We can't really deal with Morphling right now. We don't really have the heroes for it. And also, we're still not really sure where the Bloodseeker is going in the lane. So Morphling is a pretty safe ban. We don't really have room for Morphling in our draft. We've already got some... I guess like not...
10 seconds to pick.
I don't think Morphling would be that great this game.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Like if he gets ruptured, that could be pretty problematic. You can get burst down by the Mars if you get caught by surprise. But we also don't want to give Morphling to them. Most likely they would pick Morphling, and they have played Morphling in previous games before, I think. No, they haven't. So they're gonna end with Zeus pick. We saw this and it's like, alright, we'll just pick TA. This is an easy lane for us.
Templar Assassin.
There's like no choice here. This not 10th picking Zeus. Not picking Zeus as second pick is like really rough. So we're feeling very confident about the lanes here. We've put the Monkey King against the Mars. We have Clinks against Bloodseeker and TA against Zeus. So we're gonna be able to crush all three lanes in my opinion. I was feeling very good about this game going into after the draft. The TA doesn't really like, we don't have a whole lot of team fight, which is like a big issue with us. We just have the Monkey King and I guess Hero. The Clinks is also pretty good at team fighting, but we don't have too many ways to keep them there, or at least a big number of people there. So in terms of like team fighting aspect, CapOne West Warlock is a little bit better, but we have way better lanes. Our goal is to snowball this game and just take it pretty early on. Once again, ABC gets featured instead of me. Very disappointing. So at this point, we're trying to figure out if oh, what's happening here? We're trying to figure out if What's in Your Warlock are gonna do like a lane swap of any kind, but it seems like it was pretty normal. I think we're trying to scout early on as well. But Nyx Clinks is a pretty fearsome lane. If you can get a stun from the Nyx, that's a lot of extra damage from the Clinks there. But the reduced mana cost on Searing Arrows has made laning with this guy much more pleasant. It used to cost 12 every level, now it costs 6 at level 1, which is quite nice. Bloodseeker sees if the ward is put down early, maybe? ABC had it in the final slot, but he moved a mango in pretty quickly. Maybe didn't even notice here. And Monkey is gonna juke it out here, but looks like he's skilled level 1 Jingu, but not gonna be able to get the 4 stacks available. Nice two-man dual breath from the Jakiro there. And Strawberry Cheesecake, he gets hit twice, but then manages to spear the monkey away. So that's one thing that's really annoying about playing monkey against the Mars is anytime you get close to the Jingus, you just get speared away, which is very frustrating. It's going to be 3 bounty runes going the way of Facebook. So for the first time at the 0-minute bounty runes, they've managed to get a small advantage there. It's not only been what's in your Warlock, and maybe and the Nyx just zoning out this Cuddle completely. He's gonna be forced to go back to base already, it looks like. Bloodseeker picked up the level 1 Blood Rage, but it could be a little bit scary going in for the last hits, because he's taking a lot of harass from the Clinks. He is healing up, but it's basically like 1 creep per 1 Clinks hit per Blood Rage kill. Mid lane, this is one of the easiest matchups for TA. Zeus has pretty decent base damage, but his attack animation, it's gotten a lot better, but it's still pretty god awful compared to TA's. And you don't have to worry about the spell damage at all. Just chip him away with the side blades, and victory is pretty much assured. And so that just leaves top lane. Monkey getting a lot of stacks onto Strawberry Cheesecake, and Strawberry Cheesecake, he activates the Jingu, but there's no Boundless Strike level yet. Everyone's still level 1 in this lane, so it's a bit of a brawl here.
If I can't have you, no one will.
But Mars pulling ahead on last hits with the extra 300 attack range. Nice 2-man dual breath again. And gonna just attack this Mars now. He gets pinned to a tree though, so not gonna be able to follow up on the Mars. And Mars, he has a couple mangoes, so he can stay in the lane for a little bit longer. Oh yeah, well, Slick Willy just show himself. So actually, I had some suspicions about. So there was an Obs ward up here. Right, so let's look at this first. Sleep onto the Jakiro, but Mars, he gets Boundless Strike, but not going to go down here. 1 hit away from the Jingu, but it's not going to be enough to finish him off. Anyway, so earlier at the start of the game, I saw Bane come down from here, and I didn't see a ward in his inventory, so either he put it down already, or he didn't bring one at all with him. And I just needed to confirm. I didn't want to drop my sentry yet, so what I did was I like hid over here a little bit, and then they like saw me.
The killing begins.
Alright, GH gets a kill on the Bloodseeker. He just picks up a haste rune and goes bot, so he's gonna zoom back to mid as well. And First Blood finally spilled. A lot quieter of a game than the previous matches, but TA, even though she left the lane for a little bit and made that rotation, is still a little bit ahead of Zeus on the on the experience. And Bane just being a nuisance here, but Facebook, they're starting to pull ahead in this lane. The Monkey King is a little bit more, has actually a lot more experience than the Mars. So does the Bane. But Monkey King with the boost advantage on Mars, so as long as the spear doesn't hit the Monkey King, which it probably will, to be honest, it's pretty hard to dodge a point blank spear. Actually, maybe getting really low against the Coddle here. I think he might have gotten blasted by one too many Illuminates. And Pyrotrap also getting really low. Impale isn't available, but they're not going to go for it. The Bloodseeker moves too fast. Clinksy needs to heal up, otherwise this Bloodseeker is going to be able to get away every time. It's very frustrating actually. He's moving quite fast here. And nice Impale onto the Bloodseeker, and he might go down. He gets the last hit on the creep, so he's going to heal up a little bit, and one more hit from the Clinks, but he's going to be able to get away, and maybe gets blasted with another Keeper of the Light blast. So going to be forced to TP home there. Meanwhile, the TA just bullying this Zeus around a little bit, almost a full level ahead of the Zeus. slow on the Monkey King, but a Spear of Mars will send him packing. And looks like Slick Willy might go down here. There's a boost advantage for the Monkey King. So he's definitely a little bit faster than the other guys. 10-minute bounty runes are coming up, and it doesn't seem like either team at top are going to go for it. But Jakiro finally figures out it's time to go for the bounty runes, and he's going to spot the Bane, but Bane isn't going to get in range for a Nightmare because Jakiro has boots, but Bane ends up sleeping the Jakiro, so we'll be able to grab the other one. 1 for 1 at top lane, and BS gets the 2 at bot, so 3 bounty runes going the way of What's in Your Warlock. And the Mars pins the Monkey King onto the tree, but he gets slapped down by the Boundless Strike with the Jingu stacks. So big Boundless Strike coming out, assassinates the Mars there. And Monkey King and TA really far ahead on the net worth. Already 2k gold advantage for Facebook, so the lane's going significantly better this game than the other games. And a big Boundless Strike again with the Jingus, and also a nice dual breath to tack on some extra damage. So I like going for this like 2-4-1 build on Jakiro. 2 points in the dual breath and 1 point in liquid fire, then max out Ice Path afterwards. I think Ice Path is definitely the best ability that Jakiro has. Alright, well, next he's gonna scout out the Bloodseeker and steal some of his experience as well. So Bloodseeker, if he's got a keen eye on his experience bar, maybe noticing that someone is there to leeching his experience, but ABC is just gonna show himself, and he's gonna head mid. It's going to be a pretty easy kill for the Zeus if he gets out of position. He gets slowed by the TA trap, and this would be a pretty easy impale here, and not able to dodge it. Double damage on the TA as well, so going to take out Zeus in 3 hits. Nice rotation from ABC. Taking some tower shots there. I'm a noob.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
And we're leaving the Clinks alone right now because he wants to get level 6 at a pretty fast timing. Level 6 is when he gets solo kill opportunity, and it's really easy for him to take out the Coddle or the Bane. Top lane, a TP in from the Zeus, which is pretty interesting. He's decided that mid lane is too hard, and he's going to try and get an opportunity up here for a kill. And Monkey King, he gets pinned to a tree, so he's going to get taken out by the Thunder God's Wrath. GH in the meantime takes out the Bane. So 1 for 1, but very much worth it for the side of What's in Your Warlock. Getting the Monkey King kill, pretty big for them. He's not at the top of the net worth chart, but he's very far ahead of the enemy team. So it's still a big pickup. TA skyrocketing in net worth, almost double the net worth of the Zeus. So TA is going to have a fantastic game this game. Cuddle just doing cuddle things, but Clinks almost has level 6. So with the Shadow Walk, he can Skeleton Walk. He can sneak up on the Cuddle and just assassinate him. There is 1 sentry in the lane, it's still up there for 4 minutes, so could be a little bit trickier for this Cuddle to go down. And top, just this tower getting pressured a little bit. Zeus is back. So Ice Path to slow down the Mars a little bit. 2-man dual breath as well to slow them down. Zeus gonna get the Observer Ward with the sentry that was dropped by no, I don't even know who dropped it. Probably the Bane. Invis on the TA now, so they can get these kills if they want to. ABC gets a solo kill on bot, onto a kill with the Clinks onto the Coddle. So there's no Ignis Vardis for this fight, even though he's not level 6 anyway. But TA gonna get spotted out by the Observer Sentry combo of What's in Your Warlock. Pin onto the trees for the Monkey King, and a big Boundless Strike will kill the Mars pretty quickly, and Zeus goes down as well. So trading the Jakiro for the Mars and the Zeus, pretty big for Facebook. Clinks trying to get ahead a bit on last hits. Clinks doesn't farm very fast. He wants to farm heroes, but Coddle's just been spamming out these waves, being very obnoxious, letting the rest of his team play the other half of the map. He's gonna get a lot of levels early on, but actually he's still not level 6 yet. I feel like he should be.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But
Radiant's middle tower is
everyone
taken
on
down.
What's in Your Warlock really low leveled right now compared to Facebook. Level 6 on the Monkey King, level 5 on the Nyx Assassin, level 7 on the Clinks, and TA with a resounding level 9, almost level 10 at the 10-minute mark. 10-minute bounty runes are up, and Mars actually gets a big ulti off, and Zeus will finish them off as well. So Facebook playing a little bit too aggressively, going for the enemy ward, not seeing that What's in Your Warlock have a defensive ward on the high ground there. But Clinks is gonna walk up and assassinate this Kodo. Kodo, he's just running around in circles. He uses the blinding light, but Impale before the blinding light hits the Kodo, but actually dodges most of these searing arrow shots. The spurting army goes down. BS is you can't feel too bad about that one. Monkey King Primal Springs onto Strawberry Cheesecake. The God's Rebuke comes out. He needs to turn and face the Monkey King, otherwise gonna take more damage. One more tap from the Monkey King. The Boundless Strike can come out as well, but it seems like Strawberry Cheesecake is gonna be okay. Maybe running away was the right option there. Pyro chart really low right now, but luckily the Zeus is on their team. Nice deep observer ward from the Jakiro there. So Nyx with the level 6 now. Just gonna walk in with the Vendetta. And there's no sentries yet on the side of What's in Your Warlock, even though it's a double invis. The Nyx finds the Zeus and just gonna pressure him a little bit, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna go down here. Although Tia is here now, she doesn't have a blink, so Zeus is gonna get it away. Nothing too crazy. Oh, so sad when you walk past a Ob's ward after the fact. Cuddle, I mean, he saw me coming, so he should definitely back out now, but it seems like he's gonna be okay. Just a dual breath coming out. The Value Blinding Light illusion on the TA, and it looks like she's just gonna run in and kill the BS here. A one Meld Strike will finish him off, plus a couple more hits. Make a kill for the Templar Assassin, flying way ahead in the net worth chart. Almost 7k gold lead, double the closest net worth hero. And Rollhawk, he dodges the spear, so he can get this kill on the Mars pretty easily. One more Boundless Strike will finish him off.
Only way that could have gone.
Alright, well, the Burning Army comes out, so BS is gonna go down again. Feeling the wrath of the Burning Army, just frustrating maybe with the blinding light, and it's like, no, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna use my ulti on you. Nyx invis again. It's gonna see the Bloodseeker, but can TA get this kill? TA doesn't have a blink yet, so it's gonna be not the easiest to catch up to him. And it looks like Jakiro and Clinks will be able to take the bot tower here, using the Macropire to push in the lane faster, so the creeps get more time on the tower. Top, another TP coming in from the Coddle, so almost all 5 heroes here. Actually, it is all 5 heroes. The looks like they might go for a big smoke. Monkey King, he's just gonna spot them from the trees and gonna jump out of there. He uses the Primal Spring onto the creep wave. It's a max Primal Spring, so it takes out the creep wave pretty quickly, and then he's just gonna hide in the trees for a while, doing Monkey King things, while bot tower is being taken. So there is a lot of team fight now on the side of What's in Your Warlock. They've got the Ignis Fastest into the Mars Arena, and the Thunderbolt will spot that the Monkey King, a Mars Arena as well, and the Illuminate taking out all the trees, so Monkey King gets stunned for 4 seconds. A big Ignis Fastest still doing a ton of work here, and maybe without an ultimate, he should probably get out of here. ABC, he uses the Invis. GH in a lot of trouble as well, but it looks like he'll be okay. Nyx ends up getting taken out by the God's Rebuke. The Blood Right comes out, but everyone from the side of Facebook left will dodge it. Maybe he walks forward aggressively with the invis, but there's a sentry here. They might be able to spot him out, but Pyrotrite, might be the one to go down here. A few more hits, but Slick Willy puts him to sleep. The meld isn't going to be enough to put a big dent into the Bane. So a pretty big fight for what's in your Warlock, but they blew all their ultis there, so this is pretty decent timing for Facebook. That being said, Mars Arena isn't usually down for that long, and the Will-O-Wisp isn't that long either. It's 2 minutes, but I mean, for the value it gives, I think it's probably still a little bit low. Ro8, he jumps on top of the Zeus, and the Impale plus the Boundless Strike will finish him off. Speed from the Mars, but won't be able to save the Zeus in time. So a pretty big kill for them. Zeus down for 25 seconds only. He's only level 8, and it's 15 minutes into the game against this level 13 TA. So that's just an idea of how badly he got dumpstered. The Skeleton Army comes out, the Skelly Bros, and they take out Pyrotrout as well. A double kill for Ro8. And Jakiro doing his civic duty, grabbing the sentries, and looks like what's in your Warlock, they kind of have an idea. We want to take Ro8 right now, but it's kind of too difficult. We do have Deso and TA, but we need to get at least one more kill before we go for Ro8, because otherwise, I mean, everyone's back up by this time, and we need to grab the bounties instead. So, next with another invis here. Gonna get spotted out already, it looks like. Yeah, I think he got spotted out here. But the Mars in a lot of trouble now. Nyx is coming in, and the arena comes out, and the TA gets stunned for a really long time, and the Ignis Fatus as well. So GH is gonna get taken down. It's a disaster for Facebook. The short ultis, the Mars ulti already back up. Monkey King DC'd. So it's a 6k gold lead for Facebook, but they kind of threw that fight a little bit, and losing the TA, who's way ahead of the enemy team. That being said, it barely put a dent in the gold graph, so actually, is that right? What's this number? That's 10k. Oh, we were actually 10k ahead, but now we're only 8k ahead, so feels bad, man, but I knew we threw that fight really bad, but I still felt like we were really far ahead. So we just looked at the levels of the enemy team. The Zeus is level 9 against all of our level 10 plus heroes. They have to 5-man, otherwise they get picked off by the Clinks and Nyx combo. I actually really like this build from Monkey. I think carry monkeys should consider this more often, just using the maxing primal sping so you can farm faster. And especially once you take the primal spring talent at level 20, you can one-shot the creep waves. Obviously, about that point, you have max everything, but the primal spring just does a ton of damage. It does 350 damage. So Facebook, they're gonna go for Ro8 now. Doesn't seem like what's in your Warlock have any idea, and they've got the Deso and the TA with the Clink, so this could go down pretty quickly here. It doesn't seem like what's in your Warlock are very interested in or even know that this is happening. Ro8 in the meantime, he's gonna split push bot lane, just trying to get a second objective and draw their attention a little bit. He backs off a little bit. It's nighttime, so Monkey, his vision isn't very good at night. And the Aegis is finally claimed by Facebook. GH picks it up immediately, but looks like they're gonna go for top. But Templar Assassin is only on half HP, so he might lose the Aegis pretty quickly. Monkey, he cancels his TP, so he's not going to be available for this fight. Ice Path onto the Mars with a Macro Pyre. The Clink's ulti comes down, but it's not going to be enough. TA gonna lose her first life here. The Ignis and the Mars Arena come down. Tia's gonna lose her first life at last, but Clinks has gone down. Monkey, he's on the other side of the map, so he's not gonna be able to join this fight. And Tia, in the meantime, she's gonna be the last one standing because Nyx is gonna go down. But the God's Rebuke misses. The Arc Lightning finishes off the Nyx. The Monkey King's here now, but it's a little bit too late to join the fight. Tia manages to get the kill onto the Mars before he goes down. A nice Boundless Strike with a Wukong's command, and GH, he's gonna be able to survive here. Blinding Light on GH will slow down this kill a little bit. Looks like BS is also gonna go down. So pretty bad fight to start with. They lose the Aegis, and 4 deaths, or 3 deaths plus the Aegis, but only the Mars and the Coddle. So this is not the best fight for Facebook to take. They also just lost the Aegis that they just got, so a bit of a throw there in my opinion. I wasn't satisfied with the outcome of that fight, but in the meantime, maybe he got a solo kill on Clink, so I'm like, alright, space created. Not expecting that at all, so a nice solo pick up for maybe here. And gets dusted straight away. He also gets nightmares. He's gonna get pinned to a tree, but Nyx can save him with a nice 2-man impale maybe. But looks like the break onto Mars, and they're gonna go fight this. But maybe plus C2I, he's gonna be in trouble here. The TA is back in town, but the Mars ulti is back up, so they have to be really careful here. There's no blink on the Mars yet. So at this point, I'm like, we need to start fighting in like these 5v5s because they're kind of scary. The Coddle ulti wasn't up, but the Mars ulti could have completely crushed us there. And so we're trying to, like, at this point, we're like yelling at each other. And it's like, you know, we gotta calm down a bit. Let's just split up and push the lanes in and wait for them to split up because we can't really team fight into them right now.
Regeneration swiftly to the temple's defense.
Excellent.
TA running in really aggressively. The Coddle ulti goes down with the Mars ulti as well. TA gets pinned to the wall. There's no BKB this time, but she gets Fiend's Grip after the Ice Path goes out, so TA gonna die again. Oh, this time she doesn't have the Aegis, and Nyx also goes down, so another pretty bad fight for Facebook. Another 1.2k gold swing, putting in dents into this 10k gold lead that they had earlier. Yeah, definitely at this point we were like, we need to change the game plan, like this isn't working out for us, so we're just gonna split the map up and just put pressure on the lanes.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Clinks is looking for this, but there's no way he can defend against 5 heroes by himself. But in the meantime, we're pushing, getting a lot of damage on the T2 in return for the T1. It's a fairly worthwhile trade. I see these heroes TP and I'm like, fuck, it's time to run. And I'm like trying to get the fuck out of there. They actually saw me, so you might have seen that I put the ward down. Zeus gets a lightning bolt on the Jakiro, but not gonna be able to do anything after that. So you probably saw that I put the Obs ward down because I backed out there.
Radiant's top tower is being
attacked. And I lost it pretty early on, but it saved my life, but maybe not worth it. It's so hard to ward against Zeus. I hate playing against Zeus so much. I miss playing support Zeus. It's not really that viable right now. His mana cost is too high to be a support. So maybe he's gonna go for a fast Ag Scepter, and let me tell you, the new Ags on Clinks is amazing. So basically what you do is you start with the Shadow Walk, and then you attack out of it, which spawns 2 Skelebros. And then you activate Skeleton Walk again, and then attack again. There's another 2 Skelebros. That's basically a level 1 Burning Army. Plus the Burning Army you get. So you get 10 Skelebros, and that's a lot of Skelebros. Bane with a double smoke. Here we go. So it's still a 6k gold lead for Facebook, but this time they're splitting up the map a lot more efficiently, just keeping the lanes pushed in. There's not really many lanes past the river for, well, I mean, they're just getting there, but they're all going to start pushing in. Clinks, I think he got spotted by the sentry there, but he's just going to farm these creeps. He gets dusted up, and Thunder God's Wrath, but he might be able to get out of here. The Rupture comes out, but maybe he's just going to be able to TP out of there. And meanwhile, Facebook, they're going to take the top tower.
Radiant's top tower is under
But Mars TP's in. GH with the double damage. I mean, what's in your Warlock, they're pretty split up right now. This could be an okay time, and they're gonna blow up the Coddle instantly. He has no buyback, so that's a big part of their team fight gone. Facebook definitely feeling a lot more confident about fighting here, but take out that sentry ward, and they're gonna pressure both the mid and the top towers at the same time. So a bit of a juggling dance going on. They need to try and split up the forces of what's in your Warlock and make them either commit to one and then take the tower, or split them up and take down the heroes. So what's in your Warlock are in a pretty tough position here. The Coddle has buyback, but he's only 15 seconds out, so he doesn't want to use it yet. And I'm just trying my best to push in this tower. I'm not quite level 10 yet, so I don't have the talent to attack the tower from the distance. Also, I've changed up this build from my normal one, so I kind of knew we were gonna go into like split push mode earlier on. So I picked up more levels in the dual breath earlier on. The Mars ulti will trap Jakiro for a while, and then he's gonna get slowly taken out. It's a sad and embarrassing death. Yeah, so I thought we were gonna be pushing lanes a lot earlier, so I decided to max dual breath first. 3 points, does 300 damage, which is pretty hefty. And the Ag's almost done on maybe, so his solo kill potential is going to go through the roof at this point. Zeus is pretty easy pickings because he doesn't have any defensive items or no force staff, no Yule Scepter, although Yule's probably not going to help too much against the Clinks. So he's going to go for Ags first, which means every time the Clinks shows up, he's just going to Burning Army and take him out. So, but one of the problems is Clinks needs to make sure he Burning Armies in the right direction, because you can very easily run orthogonal to it. And Frenzy should try and take out the tower. Mars pins the Nyx Assassin, but they don't really have the damage to take him out. The God's Review comes out. The Thunderbolt will miss entirely. Ignis Fastest comes out. The BKB's out on Rawhawk already, so maybe plus C2A. He drops the Burning Army, and the Mars ulti completely whiffs everyone. Monkey King, he actually walks into the Mars ulti. Strawberry Cheesecake is gonna just barely get out of there. Bane in the meantime also gonna go down. Coddle buys back, but he's gonna be able to contribute to the team fight. He doesn't have Ignis anymore, but he can spam Illuminate from the high ground to delay this push. And Zeus, Bane, and Coddle gonna be the casualty here. 1600 goldstone going the way of Facebook. They're back to another dominating lead. And gonna go for this tower now. Gonna spam out the Illuminates from the Coddle, but it's not gonna be enough to slow this down. And now they can't approach anymore. The Skelebros are out in full force. All 4 of them are available to just cause so much pain as soon as anyone steps forward, but a nice blink away from the spear of Mars, so GH won't get pinned into the enemy base. Very close attempt from Strawberry Cheesecake, but TA with the fast fingers. So Clinks, he just needs an item now to slow down their enemies from retreating. So Diffusal has become really popular in Clinks, mostly because the Burning Army doesn't really benefit from traditional attack items. The only way the Burning Army gets stronger is through agility. It doesn't get on hit effects either. The Thunder God's Wrath comes out, and Jakiro, he's just gonna get pinned here, taken out, so he'll be the sacrifice. Bloodseeker is running in very fast, but it's time to back out if you're Facebook. They might give up this tower because they don't really want a team fight 4v5. They've been struggling, even though they're so far ahead, they've been struggling enough with the team fights as it is. But Ro8 is up now. Jakiro, he's up in 20 seconds. I don't know how fast what's in your Warlock can take this though, because Bloodseeker, he's still pretty underfarmed, and he doesn't have any thirst stacks right now. Mars has to be the one to tank this. He can't stand outside. He's the only one who's tanky enough to eat the Ro8 attacks. But Facebook, they're able to mount a defense now. The Skelebros are available, and maybe he's gonna drop them pretty soon. And the Ignis Fastest comes out, but it's too late. The BKBs are out from GH and the Monkey King, and what's in your Warlock gonna get absolutely destroyed here. Zeus also getting caught out on the sideline. So 4 heroes down on the side of what's in your Warlock, and Facebook are gonna be able to snatch this Aegis away from them. Cuddle, the last man standing, gets zoned out by a Ice Path. He's gonna go down anyway. And the taunt from the hero, and the celebratory Seb call. Ro8 goes down. Hopefully Facebook can do a lot more with it this time. They kind of threw it away last time at the top fight. But they have BKBs this time, so definitely feeling a lot more confident about the team fight here. I mean, the only thing, the Rupture goes through BKB, so does the Fiend's Grip, but the other big ultimates that What's in Your Warlock have been relying on before aren't available anymore as options to slow down the side of Facebook. Blink forward from the Mars, but he misses the spear. Vintage, he gets he gets ruptured pretty early on, and he's got to go down. God's Rebuke into a Blood Right, and Rockhawk also in a little bit of trouble here because of the Blade Mail. But TA blinks in aggressively, uses the BKB to dodge the Spear of Mars, and maybe in the meantime he's getting kills onto the Bane, and Zeus also getting a little bit low himself. Connor's back up, but he still doesn't have his ulti. And, Facebook, they're going to take this tower, and maybe they can get more, but it's still kind of risky. The Connor ulti's back up in 15 seconds, but the Mars ulti isn't. So Facebook, it's time to call down the retreat. They're going to go for the shrines instead, but a pause from Zeus. Oh fuck, yeah, I remember this pause took a really long time as well. 5 minutes, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because my patience is running thin. I remember this pause being like notoriously long.
What just happened?
Yikes. The voice lines on 16 times. Yeah, there was some weird stuff going on here. I didn't really get it.
Okay,
Oh, here we go. Alright. Back to normal speed. That was a long ass pause. But 4 bounty runes going the way of Facebook at the 30-minute mark. They're 20k gold ahead now, so they've pulled ahead very significantly in the most recent times. And looks like Clinks is going to get another solo kill on the Zeus here. Pretty easy pickup with the Ags. Zeus just being a non-factor this game. Oh, yikes.
What just happened?
That was quite the burn. But Pyrochat also in a bit of trouble. He gets impaled here. The Mars spears the Clinks, and he's gonna get instantly taken out. Clinks is not a very tanky hero. So Facebook, they don't really want to fight without the Clinks right now. They need the Clinks to get the backlines. It's Monkey King. He probably wants to fight the Mars most of all. Just annoying the Bloodseeker a little bit. But Thunderbolt from the low ground, and Mars blinks on top, and Fiend's Grip on the TA as well. So a huge mistake from Facebook, getting caught out here. They lose the Aegis again in a really bad position, but TA, she can blink out of here, uses the BKB as well. Probably not the call there, but using it for safety. She'll be able to get out of there, but uses the meld to finish off the Coddle in 2 hits, but TA now in a lot of trouble, gets ruptured and taken out. In the meantime, the creep's pushing in but Monkey King didn't go for the trade. So 3 heroes down for Facebook. This could be a big opportunity for What's in Your Warlock. We definitely threw there a little bit. I think what happened is like we were paused for so long and kind of lost track of the game. But Pyrochat, he's gonna get taken out here. One more boundless strike and 2 more hits, but the Radiance miss chance will make it pretty difficult to take that. But Pyrochat, maybe he shows up. He's gonna take out Slick Willy with him. Skelly Bro's doing a lot of work, and now BKB on maybe, so he won't just get pinned to the Mars Arena anymore. He can walk out of there freely. So, gotta run bot, try and get this this Rax as quickly as possible. The Skelly Bros come out, the Fork comes out as well, so maybe in a lot of trouble, but he uses his BKB, he's gonna be able to get out of there. The Nimbus is still on the field, and BKB popped by Monkey King now. He gets the Wukong's command, and he needs to get lifesteal. He gets a big boundless strike onto the Mars, so big lifesteal there. The Zeus also in a lot of trouble, getting run down by the Monkey King, and Ro8 on a triple kill now. He gets Fiend's Grip by the Bane, so he's gonna go down, but Facebook managed to grab the Rax there, so almost worth it. Actually, they got 3 kills, 4 kills plus a buyback, so it's pretty good still. TA wasn't there at all. Going for a nullifier after the MKB. So the MKB for the evasion from the Radiance of Mischance. Clicks go for a Skadi next, but it doesn't affect the Skelebros, but it's still pretty good stats for him. It lets him tank up a bit while giving his Skelebros a little bit of extra damage. Also makes the main Clinks harder to run away from, so that's also a pretty big benefit of the Skadi. I do like it. I think he could have gone for like Diffusal as well, but the Skadi goes through BKB, so it's pretty worth. Uh, 35-minute bounty runes. It's gonna be 3 for 1, so What's in Your Warlock finally be able to claim at least 1 bounty rune. They haven't been able to claim the last like 10 bounty runes. 12. Big smoke up from them, although they don't get the Mars and the Bloodseeker in the smoke, so that's a little bit interesting. And they get spotted out by the Observer Ward from Facebook, so they see the Bloodseeker. They might know it's a bait. Nyx, he scouts out the Mars, instant Mars ulti, but this stun onto the Mars, he'll buy some time. Nyx finally goes down there. A BKB popped by the Monkey King. He uses the ultimate to try and buy some space for the Rupture to end. And Rupture's finally over. TA with an Invis is on the way, but they have a sentry in this high ground area. This could be pretty risky for Facebook. And Clinks is going to run in as well. But looks like What's in Your Warlock, they decide to back out. They just get the Nyx, and it's kind of scary to fight here. But Clinks going in deep. There's no sentry right now. The lightning bolt comes out, but it's not going to spot the Clinks, and he activates the BKB. Pyrochat in a lot of trouble here. He gets slept up to buy some time, but the nullifier hits will slow him down. Monkey King jumps into the back lines. He takes out the Bane instantly, and buyback from Pyrochat. It's a pretty big kill for them. Strawberry Cheesecake gets caught, but he also DCs, so he is not going to be aware of his imminent death until he comes back into the game. And I mean, he definitely sees the Monkey King and the Jakiro, so he's reconnected. He's probably realized how fucked he is, so we'll see what he decides to do. He has Mars ulti in a second, and there's no BKB as well, so this could be okay. But Monkey King can always just jump over the arena with the tree dance, and so he's gonna get slowed by the Psionic Trap. Monkey King actually jumps over the arena, so Clinks might actually go down, and it does. That's actually a pretty big kill, and Warlock in a little bit of trouble. He also gets taken out by Pyrochart. He is a huge kills for Strawberry Cheesecake. He almost goes down to the Templar Assassin, but he's going to be okay. The disarm on the TA will slow them down a little bit. Silence on the TA as well, but I think he's just going to blink in and kill the Mars. But GH is actually getting quite low himself. He blinks back into the Blood Ray, but he's not going to be able to make it. Blade Veil onto the Bloodseeker, but he's just going to get killed by the Maelstrom. The Refraction didn't block the reflected damage instant, so Pyrochart, that's a dieback for him. What looked like a pretty good fight for What's in Your Warlock. Turned around pretty quickly. GH almost gets sniped down by the Nimbus there, but he's gonna be okay. And I mean, they got the I thought the Mars was pretty screwed there, but Monkey King, he jumps over the arena onto the other side and he couldn't get back in to hit the Mars. So, and then he just got ruptured and caught out alone.
There it goes.
Axe next on the Mars, and he's got a halberd, which was pretty effective at keeping him alive against the TA last fight. So already paying off for him, I would say. Nullifier going to be pretty important to use against the Mars, so he doesn't get halberded. Nick's going to go for a Dagon next. He doesn't care about anything useful like an Aghanim Scepter. Just wants to go raw damage. As usual, putting down my wards in plain sight, so that's feels pretty bad. Clink's almost done with the Skadi. He doesn't have buyback, so this could be pretty devastating if he dies with that buyback here. But What's in Your Warlock? They're kind of trapped in their base right now. Facebook is just going to continuously push the lanes in, and it's going to be very difficult for What's in Your Warlock to get out on the map. And even if they do get a full team wipe, they don't push that fast. There's no Desolator on any of the heroes, and Mars and Bloodseeker not particularly known for pushing very quickly. Bloodseeker, he gets most of his attack speed from having heroes alive that are almost dead. But Ro8 number 3 is up. This is the 8 refresher chart as well, so we don't really have any big team fight ultis, but we can give it to Clinks for the double Skelebros. I'm pretty sure you can also use like double Wukong's command, but it's doesn't seem really that good, to be honest. So we're gonna get the refresher shot to Clinks, but he's on the other side of the map because of the 40-minute batteries. He also picks up his Skadi now, so he's a lot tankier than the regular Clinks would be. Finally picks up the refresh shot, gives it to the Clinks. So double Skelebros gonna be pretty scary. He's gonna have like 15 Skelebros, and a big Wukong's command with the level 25 talent goes out, but he already popped his BKB. It's pretty early. The glyph finally comes out, and Warlock's already lost half his health to what looked like a big Thunderbolt, just taking out a ton of his health, and the Wukong command is over. So not really sure if Facebook can really push into it. I don't think Clinks wants to use his refresher shard yet, so seems like yours on the Jakiro will save him for the time being. Just gonna drop a dual breath to slow down any potential push out from them. The dual breath with the level 15 talent, it one-shots the creep wave, so that's why I always pick it up. Clinks almost with the multi-shot talent. Monkey King showed off that he just hit level 25, and TA also with the meld bash hit earlier, whereas no one on What's in Your Warlock really close to level 25 yet. But considering they've been really far behind for most of this game, they're putting up a pretty good fight. Just pretty good team fight from their heroes. they're also playing very well together. I think they kind of understand what they need to do to get back into this game, but it's just so hard because they're very far behind. Ag's almost done on the Mars, so his damage output's gonna skyrocket here. Zeus finally has some defensive items for himself. He's got a Ghost Scepter, he's got a Force Staff queued up, so it should help him get away from the Clinks this time. Clinks without a Nullifier yet. He's going for a Hex next, which, I mean, if he picks it up, it's gonna be a pretty easy kill on the Zeus again. But this Clinks, he's not saving for buyback at all, so playing with fire a little bit, because, I mean, this point when you're almost level 25, he has the multi-shot talent now, so these boys are going to get really scary, the Skelebros. Cuddle with an axe now as well, going to make it way more difficult to push into the enemy base, so you've always got to deal with Illuminate. And it's also daytime for the next 2 minutes, so Axe heal on the table as well. Warlock gets revealed with, actually the rest of Facebook gets revealed with the Thunder God's Wrath, taking a pretty hefty chunk of damage there as well.
Spicy.
But TA just on her own in the bot lane. Big Wukong's command's gonna come out again. First one gets cancelled by a Thunder Gods, but he's gonna try again. He's finally on top of the Mars this time. A big Macropie gonna deal a lot of damage there, and maybe in the meantime he just jumps into the back line and destroys everyone with the Skelebros. As the Aegis, the Refresher as well, dealing a ton of damage, and looks like this game's gonna end. GG called by What's in Your Warlock, and I gotta say they put up a really good fight considering that we completely crushed them in the first game, but they had a pretty good lineup in the second game. They played incredibly well with the Pangoli and the Spectre, and then in this third game, I mean, they held on for a really long time. I was really surprised. But Facebook middle newsfeed, move on. So we'll be playing Amazon Fishing Boat V2 in the round of 4 semi-finals, and I gotta be honest, they smacked us down pretty hard last time, so don't have I'm a little bit worried about the next game. I think we're gonna have a pretty rough time trying to beat them, but I think we can do it. Unfortunately, What's in Your Warlock, they will be eliminated in the round of 8, so made it pretty far for a company who just entered the competition this year, because I don't think they had a team last year in HGL. But I think they had a pretty good showing throughout this competition. What's in Your Warlock did, so good on them for getting to 8th place.